Is this on? Yeah. Woo! Thank you. So, recently my parents became empty nesters, and that has been exciting because I've gotten to watch them discover the concept of having hobbies. Like, my dad got really into hiking, but he didn't tell me this. He just sent a text to our family group chat, like, I'm getting on a flight, and I'm thinking, to where? And a couple of days later, he sends me a photo, and he's at the top of a mountain. He also started playing the ukulele, which is a fascinating first choice instrument for a man in his 50s. But he's not even doing this casually. He's taking lessons every Sunday morning. So I'll go home, and he's like, wait, listen to me play the C major scale. And I'm thinking, is this what they mean by the circle of life? Like, he sat through all my band concerts where I could barely reach all the notes on the trombone, and now I'm listening to him strum Hot Cross Buns. A ukulele hasn't made me feel that emotional since Riptide in 2013. My mom goes to pure bar classes, which, as far as I can tell, is what ballet is for the people who are in the top 10% of Zumba. And then she was telling me about this, and out of nowhere she says, I'm thinking of getting a gun. Now, talking to my parents made me realize that I've never been normal about a hobby a day in my life. Over quarantine, I got really into doing jigsaw puzzles, except I was spending so much time on them that I started seeing puzzle pieces everywhere. Like, I would be driving down the street, and instead of trees or mailboxes, I was seeing pieces that I could put together. And I would go reach out to grab them, and then remember, I'm driving a car. And another time, when I was trying to learn how to make French omelets, I was eating like 3 eggs a day for 3 weeks. That's 108 eggs. That was when I learned that there's only so many omelets you can eat before eggs start tasting like the bad place. And when I got into whittling, it was the same thing. I would whittle day in and day out. I made an owl, a fox, I tried to make a spoon. And then I started noticing that my hands would get numb. So at age 17, I had to tell a physical therapist that I got carpal tunnel because I whittled. Now, a hobby I never got into was roleplay. And the first time and the only time that I tried this out was 4th grade on Immigration Day. And this was the day when all of us got to experience what Ellis Island was like. So it's my dad, he's calling about his and naturally, the faculty thought the best way to teach us about the stress that the early immigrants went through was through LARPing. Right? So we were all assigned immigrant identities based on real people. And me and the only, and they tried to stay really close, or they, so sorry. Woo! 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 A lot of thought was put into this. My 4th grade teacher told me and the only other brown kid in class that we were assigned Italian immigrant identities because of our olive-toned skin. So I'm given the passport of a 90-year-old lady and a week to memorize the information. And before we're all funneled through immigration checkpoints around the school. And on the day of, I'm stressed, I'm thinking, 10 years old, I'm pretending to be 90, and I have carpal tunnel. I don't think he's going to let me into America if I say that. And the immigration officer is like, what skills do you bring with you? And I only just learned the concept of lying to authority, so I'm like, I can sew? And thankfully, he stamps my passport and lets me through. It's Speaking of skilled labor, I think my dream job is to be a lab rat. I've already tried to follow my passions on my own, but that got me in the doctor's office. And I still love doing a task, so the controlled environment seems ideal, right? Like, doesn't it sound amazing? You want in, you get dropped in a couple mazes, and at the end of the day, you get a piece of cheese for all your hard work. But like, in this job economy, maybe I'd have to apply to a couple cosmetics labs. Or maybe I'm not being ambitious enough. Like, I could be a house rat, like the guy from Flushed Away. All that to say, much like the early immigrants, I'm a dreamer.